Without a doubt, the hardest thing to do in hockey is score goals, especially in this era of hockey. You see, back then it was challenging, but it doesn't even compare to how hard it is in today's NHL. You can credit that to a lot of things. Strategy has definitely improved over the last 40 years, defensive structure and overall team play has changed mightily, and I hate to be that guy, but goaltenders are also much better now. Which is why this record is actually so much more impressive than some people even know, but I'll save that for a different video. Over the years, many goal scorers entered the league just as kids and retired as legends. There's always conversation regarding who the best goal scorer is, regardless if it's warranted or not. Whether it was Gretzky or Bossy, Lemieux or Hall, Ovechkin or Stamkos. Even when it's obvious to some, there's always going to be people disagreeing. And that brings us to today's NHL.
Leon Draisaitl, his league-leading 47th, set up by McDavid. We're tied at 1. Here's Matthews moving in, trying to get a shot. He scores! What a tremendous goal! Delicate and deadly. Matthews just stayed with it.
Where the talent is just as good as it's ever been. But again, we're asking the same question. Who's the best goal scorer in the NHL right now? A lot of people will instantly say Ovechkin. He did just claim the title as best goal scorer of all time, and even though he did pop off this year, I can't justify giving him the title anymore, and I think most hockey fans would agree with that take. Now how about someone that's actually tracking in the right pace to break Ovechkin's record? Auston Matthews, argued by some to be without a doubt the best goal scorer in the NHL, and it's not even close. But what if I told you the best goal scorer in the NHL right now is actually...
Recognition got a hit. Jesus Christ.
Leon Draisaitl!
Aside.
Here's why. There's no debating the fact that Auston Matthews scoring 69 goals 2 seasons ago was unbelievable. It's something I never thought I'd see, especially in today's NHL. I don't think Leon Draisaitl will ever score 69 goals in a season. But what's harder to do? Be a consistent 50-goal guy? Or pop off every other year with a monster season? And I'd argue being a consistent 40-50 goal guy is significantly harder. For instance, Connor McDavid had probably the most dominant season I might ever see in my entire life when he reached 64 goals and 89 assists, good enough for 153 points in today's NHL. I still have a hard time trying to wrap my head around that season. But that was the first time he broke 50 goals in a season, and 60 goals for that matter. Does that mean because he scored more goals in a season, he's a better goal scorer than Leon Draisaitl? No, it doesn't. Sometimes players have crazy years where everything, and I mean everything, just goes their way.
What a year it's been for Taylor Hall.
Look no further than Taylor Hall's Hart Trophy season back in 2017-18. In 76 games played, he put up 93 points. A career year. He had a career best 26-game point streak in that season and even came out and said, "It didn't matter what I did. Everything was going in for me that year." Zach Hyman, just 2 years ago, a perennial 20-30 goal guy, comes out with a monster 54-goal season that had all of Oil Country laughing and all of Leafs Nation crying. What I'm getting at is sometimes players have monster years and everything they touch is gold. I like to refer to this as a golden year. I truly believe that's what Matthews' season was, but I'm not saying that he can't reach those numbers again. He might, and he probably will. And right now, some people are probably completely disagreeing with me, and that's okay. But what happens when you have a monster season like that? Well, for Matthews' case, he didn't really follow it up at all. After breaking 60 for the first time in his career, his next season he had a 20-goal drop-off with only 40 goals. And then there was the golden year, 69 goals. One of the best scoring seasons I've ever witnessed. And this past season, just 33 goals. And I know he only played 67 games, but even if he played the full 82, I don't think he was breaking 40. He was definitely fighting it all season long, but he had a 36-goal drop-off in just a matter of one season. So why did Matthews have such a major fall-off in just one season? It could just be the pressure. Even though you may be able to pop off one year, what follows is usually an underwhelming following season, and Auston Matthews is a prime example for that. So was Zach Hyman, so was Taylor Hall, and Connor McDavid for that matter. It is extremely hard to be a consistent goal scorer in the NHL. And Matthews, he has been a consistent goal scorer his whole career, but he hasn't been as consistent as Leon Draisaitl. Leon Draisaitl's first monster scoring year, 50 goals. He then followed that up with 43 goals the next season, only a 7-goal difference from the year prior. Then COVID happened, and it was a shortened season, so I'm not counting that. Which brings us to the last 4 years of Leon Draisaitl. In 21-22, 55 goals. 22-23, 52 goals. In 23-24, he had the biggest decline in goals from the year prior with just 41, and we all know why he didn't reach 50 that year.
And that's 50 for Zach Hyman.
And then last season, 52 goals in 71 games played. His last 7 years just reeks of consistency. So now I ask you, what do you think is harder to do? Be a consistent 40, 50 goal guy? Or every other season have a monster year followed by an underwhelming season? And lastly, I ask you this. If you don't think being a consistent goal scorer is as hard as potting 69 goals in a year, then why hasn't Matthews ever been able to follow up one of his monster years? Sweet, so that pretty well concludes this today's video, and thank you guys. If you're new to the channel, I'm YouTube Trev. Thanks for clicking on this video. If you like this type of content, I'm going to be doing more of these kind of videos, so subscribe, leave a like, drop a comment down below. I'm very curious to what you guys have to say. What do you think is more what do you think's more challenging? What's harder to do? Drop a comment down below. I interact with every single comment in the comment section. So yeah, I'm very, very curious what you guys have to say. I've been thinking about this quite a bit, and I think I labeled, I told my reasoning as to, why I believe being a 40-50 goal guy consistently is harder than having a monster year. And, every now and then you're going to have those years, the golden years as I refer to them. A golden season, if you will. So yeah, I don't know. It's up for discussion, but I gave my reasons, and I'm just super curious to what you guys have to say. So thanks for all the continued support. Yeah, that concludes the video, guys. Thanks for all the continued support. I'm YouTube Trev. I will be seeing you in the next one. Don't be average when you can be above average. Peace.